Hello all. Difficult topic today to think about, to deal with. Are you living a life in which is fear of loneliness? Now, I suspect if you're like me, that a lot of the time you can be quite unconscious of behaviours, the decisions you make in life, and what the motivation for that is. Sometimes we're just so caught up in what we're doing. It's all a follow-on of a thought, of a follow-on of another thought, and a follow-on of another thought, and there's roots behind all of our thinking and all of our behaving and all of our decision making which we've actually lost track of. And I don't think I'm much different from many other people, but I know that sometimes I can lose sight of the fact that how I'm acting and what I'm doing and the reasons why I'm doing it underneath all that, because I give myself adequate time to think about things, meditate on things, and I'm willing to see what the truth is. Because of that, I can see that underneath quite a lot of things is fear of loneliness, fear of being alone, and with that, a life of codependence. So, codependence, it's a big idea, really. It can relate to simple human relationships. You know, is our existence threatened by the change or the removal of the relationships that we're in? Could we be alone? Can we be alone? Can we do things on our own? How much of our behaviour is simply about having an insurance policy, making sure that we have a safety net of people around us, family, relationships, friends. But as well as people, codependence can extend to much further than that, and it's all of the other stuff, all of the stuff in our life which keeps us occupied, keeps us busy, keeps us happy, keeps us able to access pleasure. And before we know it, we've built a life of luxuries, pleasures, enjoyments, which are simply all a cushion. It's like a cushion to soften us from or to prevent hitting the bottom, the hard reality of I'm scared of being alone. It's that suppressed. It's not even acknowledged on that true level. It's not even related to. There'd be actually a lot of resistance, I would imagine, if we were to encourage ourselves to really look at the roots of the motivations behind what we're doing. And as scary and frightening as it is for me to get to that place, and as uncomfortable as it is knowing that lurks, fear of loneliness, fear of being alone, I can't, that for me is the lesser of two evils. The other one being running away from that truth, from that reality, and creating this cushion to prevent me from seeing that truth, to prevent that truth from happening, to prevent me from even having any thoughts along them lines whatsoever. That for me is a worse option. With the truth confronted, which is I am codependent, I fear being alone, there's something to work with. A lot of other, and that then provides the basis for a lot of the other activity in life, a lot of the other decisions, how to resolve that. Okay, so if that's the truth, what's the answer? And then the answers can come, and what comes is beautiful in flashes sometimes. It's good to seek out the people who've thought that, admitted that, and gone there and tried to and found something. And this is the spiritual path. People don't want to take the spiritual path because of certain connotations of what that means, religious connotations. You know, it's not what everyone's going on about. It's not like what we should be concerned with. It's like, oh, it's that silly stuff. But all the spiritual path is, it's people who have been willing to face and go to the root of what's driving us, and then hope to find an answer. And when you search in those areas, there's many people who've been and gone and done that. There's people amongst us, there's people in history, and there's something to it. But we've got to get truthful. We've got to get real. Gently does it, of course. Easy does it. But my suspicion is this is lurking underneath many more people than you would give it credit for. Many more people's reasons for acting, being, deciding, working, all of the activity, not just with relationships, but everything we do. And I think it's a modern cultural dilemma. There seems to be a growing sense of disconnection over the last few hundred or thousand years. We spoke about this, the reasons why and how that's happened in other videos. But this sense of disconnection and alienation, that's the real problem. That's what we're running away from. And I just wondered if you would give that any credit, give that the time of day. Are you willing to go there? Are you willing to look at that? Reply to this video, comments, whatever, with whatever comes up for you, because it's interesting and I'd like to know. Thanks folks, see you again.